is Fredis Benitez, and today I'm going to talk to you about mental health and higher education. Mental health is a timeless issue in a modern American society. Mental health disorders have strong indications on social, emotional, and academic outcomes. According to the mentalhealth.gov website, mental health indicates one's emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. Mental health disorders have many different academic outcomes. This table shows college students' self reported mental health symptoms, varying from hopelessness, feeling overwhelmed, anxiety, depression, and even in some extreme cases, suicidal thoughts. As the years pass, colleges are given more information about this unique population. One of the unusual problems in higher institutes have shown that students have yet to feel comfortable approaching certain resources and services to fit their needs. These needs can later affect students. The lack of these needs can later affect these students. But most importantly, the reputation of a higher education towards this population can be mostly hindered or hurt. As students are quickly enrolling at different community colleges and four-year universities, higher education has had issues accommodating mental health resources for students. The lack of resources can affect colleges in the long term without proper solutions. One of the challenges that come with a surging new class of college students is the possibility of knowing, or in most cases, not knowing their mental health limitations. Mental health has become a pressing issue on university campuses as students seek to cope with many stresses of the new student life. These stresses of a newly college student can either enhance or create more mental issues for students. Now, this leads to the problem of mental health and higher education. Weiss and Tracy reiterate that students with greater mental needs require targeted attention. Mental health has transformed from a taboo to an acceptable yet controversial topic to speak about. But the transformation in assisting students with mental health disorder has stalled greatly. The uptick in enrollment has created problems for not just students, but also school officials and staff members. One of the main issues is the lack of training interacting and assisting these mental health students. The changes begin the changes begin at the top of the chain of command. Student leaders do not interact with students as much as professors, advisors, or other staff members. This creates an issue that may go under the rug for these leaders, as they are not exposed to these students on a daily basis. Papa says improving the quality of life within the mental health population lies solely on school leaders. The lack of exposure from stakeholders points the magnifying glass toward the individuals that do see students on a more consistent basis. Faculty and staff members are on the front line facing these mental health students. One of the obstacles mentioned is being oblivious to identifying these mental health the mental health population. The biggest issue is the lack of education towards mental health. Some professors or faculty members treat the mental health population as normal students, which in fact need to be targeted in a very different manner. Individuals with mental illnesses are vastly more sensitive to their surroundings compared to individuals without those illnesses. This study is important because I believe that the success of the mental health population falls solely on colleges and universities. The lack of success in this population indicates the sources and services are either inefficient or that the targeted attention is not targeted enough. One of those challenges is tailoring the curriculum to make it student friendly, but most importantly, making it a mental health student friendly program. Faculty must be knowledgeable in recognizing when specific students need additional accommodations or services. Most importantly, I think this study is significant because I believe mental health is never going to leave. It will never disappear. The same way that it arrived is the same way student leadership should use it tackling this issue. The action plan must be taken seriously, and it starts at the top of the chain command. When stakeholders and school officials are addressing these issues and getting to the root of the problem, this can help building relationships with these mental health students. Building relationships with mental health students is an important aspect for their mental continuity, something that can enhance and improve their academic success. Even though there is not actual correlation between mental health and academic success, students will always have mental health issues or begin having mental health issues due to a different setting. The most important for higher education institutes is to provide these students with the correct services and resources in order for them to improve and succeed. This study will not only show the unsuccessfulness of mental health students, but it will also indicate what services and resources are lacking in colleges in order for these students to succeed. So to end my presentation, this study is like a double-edged sword. It will show the unsuccessful rate of mental health students in the higher education field, but also it was going to show the lack of effort or lack of resources that higher education institutes do not offer these students.